What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Kel coming to you with another video, man. And I want to talk about the Espys from last night, 2017 Espys. I did not watch the Espys. I forgot it was on, to be honest. But I did see the award winners, and obviously the big story of the night, the Peyton Manning joke to start the night off between Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. If you didn't see it, it was about, I think Peyton Manning was talking about the U.S. gymnastics team that just messed up every other team. They blew past every other team in the 2016 Olympics. It's talking about how dominant they were. Peyton Manning said they were so dominant that Kevin Durant wanted to play for them next year. And then Kevin Durant had a little salty look on his face. Like he was mad about it. Everybody was talking about, oh, that was real, that was real. Nah, come on, dude. I mean, the dude won a championship, so what the hell he still got to be salty for? And then Manning switched to Westbrook. Westbrook was trying to hold it in. He was trying to make sure he didn't laugh as well, trying to make sure he sold it too. But, I mean, it's a funny little joke, man. So, you know, obviously, both of them, you know, came out of it, you know, maybe not how they wanted. Well, it definitely came out how they wanted it. It definitely came out in Kevin Durant's favor, how he wanted it to, winning a championship, winning the Finals MVP. But Westbrook, I mean, you can't knock winning the Most Valuable Player award, breaking the triple-double record, averaging a triple-double for a season for the first time since 1961, Oscar Robertson. Yeah, but I want to talk about the award winners for a second. Speaking of Westbrook, Westbrook won Best Male Athlete at the ESPYs. He had other guys. I think it was I think Durant was in the category. And then the guys from tennis, football, you know, I think Tom Brady was in there or something like that. He won Best Male Athlete. Simone Biles, like I said, the gymnastics team that dominated the Olympics. She was the spearhead of that gymnastics team, and she won Best Female Athlete. We want to look at the major ones, the ones that they covered in the show, I believe. I'm probably not going to get to all of them. I just want to get to the major ones. Best moment was the Chicago Cubs win the World Series after 108 years. I agree with that. Best upset, Mississippi State women's basketball team knocking off UConn in the the semifinal, national semifinal, clinching their spot in the championship. Obviously, South Carolina will go on to win the women's national championship, but I mean that little point guard boy, man, she went to work on UConn, man. That was something special. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Best team, of course, Golden State. 6-7 regular season wins, going 16-1 in the playoffs, on their way to their third title in team history, second in the last 3 years. Durant, best championship performance, obviously. Now here's where the agreeing stops for me. The best game award, best game. The nominees were obviously the Super Bowl 51. Was it 51? Yeah, Super Bowl 51. I'm losing count, man. I think it was Cubs Indians Game 7, and it was a tense match between Rafael Nadal and somebody else. I forgot. I don't know. I think it was Federer. I think Federer won or something. It was the Australian Open, I think. Hadn't won a major in a couple of years or so, and he beat Nadal, his arch nemesis, and all that. But anyway, it's I mean, of course, the Super Bowl won the best game. I didn't really agree with that. I don't know how Clemson and Alabama wasn't a finalist. It wasn't the finals. I didn't see them as the finals. I don't know if they were finals or not because I didn't watch it. I don't know how that didn't win, because that game was competitive throughout. I mean, I just don't like people saying that that was a great game in the Super Bowl. No, it was not. It was a tale of two halves. Atlanta dominated the first half. New England dominated the second half. Obviously, I believe that only won best game because New England won the Super Bowl. If Atlanta would have won the Super Bowl, and like if the roles were reversed, New England dominated the first half. Atlanta came back and won in the second half in overtime. I don't think that wins best game. Obviously, New England Patriots. Since the 2000s, probably been the new America's team. Sorry, Cowboys fans, but I mean, 5 titles since 2000. I mean, who else is it other than maybe the Steelers? Yeah, but I don't agree with that. I mean, so many the commentators and all that. I'm an aspiring sports play-by-play commentator. And I watch these games and I've called games where it was a great first half and then a great second half by the other team, great comeback. It was a comeback. But it wasn't a great game. One team played bad in the first half, one team played bad in the second half, and the other team took advantage of that. I mean, so I don't see how it's a great game. A game is a back and forth battle. All 4 quarters or all 3 periods or all 2 halves or whatever sport it is, or every set or every match or whatever. I just didn't agree with that I just didn't agree with the Super Bowl being the best game because like I said, because it wasn't back and forth. A game to me is back and forth. Anybody can win. First half, you thought Atlanta was going to run away with it. You thought Atlanta was going to run away with it. They didn't run the ball in the second half. But Brady led them on a comeback. I mean, it is what it is, man. But yeah, that's my gripe. That's my gripe with the ESPYs. Well, with that award in particular was my biggest gripe of the night. I also have another gripe. Best Comeback Player of the Year award went to Jordy Nelson. I believe it was last preseason. I mean, the year before preseason. He tore his ACL. It was like one of the preseason games. He was out for the year. And then he came back last year and had a typical Jordy Nelson type year. I think he had like 1,000 yards, maybe almost close to 10 touchdowns. I'm not sure the real stats, but he had a typical Jordy Nelson type year. But I mean, all credit to him for the season that he had, or coming back. But I mean, I believe Candace Parker should have won that because Parker, all the success that she had at Tennessee with Pat Summitt as her head coach. Obviously, Pat Summitt passing away a few years ago, and then Candace Parker finally able to break through with a WNBA title. I just think that Parker should have won Best Comeback Player of the Year. I think was she pregnant or did she take a year off or something? I forgot what it was. Why she didn't play the year before, but come back and win a title. That was a hell of a series between the Lynx and Sparks, man. I forgot which one. I forgot which Ogumake it was, but the one that played for the Sparks, she's a beast. WNBA MVP. Ooh, she was cold. But yeah, man. That was my other big gripe with the ESPYs. Well, I have one more. Surprisingly, Aaron Rodgers wins the Best NFL Player award. I mean, for a team that was obviously that probably had a lot to do with what he did in the playoffs, leading the Packers to the NFC Championship game. After I think they were close to 500 with near 500. Halfway through the season, they were kind of like near 5, or they had to run the table, had to win 6 straight games, and then go, of course, get into the playoffs. I think did they win the division? Yeah, I believe they did. I believe they won the division, and then obviously again winning the first round, and then winning the wild card round, then knocking off Dallas in the divisional playoffs in Dallas, and then running into a buzzsaw. That was the Atlanta Falcons, who didn't want to close the Georgia Dome down without a victory in the NFC Championship game. I kind of think Ezekiel Elliott should have got it, but it is what it is. But those are my three real gripes about that. That was crazy. But other than that, like I said, the major awards. Dak Prescott won Best Breakthrough Athlete. Obviously, rookie out of Mississippi State. Probably wasn't expecting it. When he first got drafted, I think it was the third or fourth round. Wasn't really expected to be anything in his rookie season. Obviously, he was just supposed to be a backup to Tony Romo, but Romo gets hurt in the preseason game against Seattle, and Dak Prescott leads the Cowboys along with Zeke to a 14-2 record, best in the NFL. Like I said, of course, the playoff game didn't go in the Cowboys' favor, but that's a hell of a first year for Prescott and the Cowboys. And I've been talking with some Cowboys fans for years, talking about Tony Romo's not being able to move out of the pocket and all that. And it's pretty tough when you have a mobile guy that can be a threat with his arm and his legs and have the success that Prescott had in his first year with the Cowboys. Sure, the future is bright for Big D. Some more awards. LeBron James wins Best NBA Player. Sorry about that. But yeah, what else do you expect? But Jarius Robertson, the Saints superfan, 15-year-old, he won. I forgot the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. I think it was. Vin Scully, the longtime Dodgers broadcaster, one of my heroes, who retired this year. Doing Dodger baseball for so many years. I think it was like 60 years. 60 years he did Dodgers baseball. Big. Legend. Won the Icon Award. It seemed like a good show. I'll probably watch a rerun or something that comes on later on. But yeah. Like I said, my biggest gripe was the Best Game Award. Like I said, I don't feel it was a great game. I just feel it was a great comeback and a great collapse. That does not symbolize a great game to me. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one, man. I appreciate y'all watching, man. I wish y'all nothing but positive vibes only, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video.